Hi guys, welcome back for another video. So today I've got a new game for you. It's called Hell Is Us. It was actually released back in September last year. So it's not new, but it's definitely new to me. It looked pretty interesting, so I wanted to give it a try. So I'm doing this review a little bit different. It's a first impressions, but I'm not showing you guys like this whole prologue like I normally do. So this is just some random gameplay from over the couple of days that I played it. So sit back, relax, enjoy what you're about to see. I'm mostly going to be talking over all of it. So prior to everything you're seeing here, I went through learning some basic story, figuring out how all the keys worked, what the different move sets were, how to fight enemies, etc. So we got some pretty cool weapons. They're melees, which I actually prefer melee in a lot of games, mainly because I stink at aiming guns unless it's Call of Duty, and even then I truly struggle. I'm not one of those people that can no scope or quickly pull up and shoot. I need to take my time and get my cursor just right, and so I'm always messing up. And I die a lot. So having a good melee weapon and it being the primary source of combat in the game really does make a huge difference for me as a player. I think that's why I like games like God of War and of course this, and as much as I hate to admit it, I even like Elden Ring because you get those swords, and you get Crimson Desert where you got all the different melee weapons. So definitely a lot easier to use and a lot more fun, at least from my perspective. So it's got a creepy atmosphere, definitely. Kind of reminiscent of Silent Hill in a way, because those mannequins that you see in the houses when everything goes dark and acts crazy kind of have a similar shape to these guys and really creepy. So that's kind of the feel I get from this, but at the same time you're working like puzzles and stuff like I did in Crimson Desert. So it's got like all these different aspects to it. It's got plenty of story. And I do feel like this game has a lot of potential, but it's also, got this big open world, and I'm not really sure how open it is, if it's actually an open world or if it just feels like it because it's so big. But so far I've just been kind of following a path, getting myself overwhelmed, dying, going back, starting over, going on the path again, trying to find the right way. Which is where Silent Hill, Resident Evil come in, because they have that same kind of feeling, and it's got that same spooky atmosphere as those games, while still also not really being that scary. The enemies really aren't that bad. It's just when they overwhelm you, I kind of struggle. If you know what their weaknesses are and how to slow them down, if you hit the right buttons, it actually works really great. And like I said, the melee weapon is a godsend, because if I was doing this with a pistol, I think I would have been dead a whole lot sooner. And of course, one of the most favorite things to do in any type of game is dying and respawning and having to re-kill everything I just killed. So here we are going back up. Got to sneak back up on the feral walker and try and find the right path. I think we're supposed to find our way back to the other side of this kind of mountain where this truck thing is. Yeah, that's where the cave collapsed, and I had where I had entered into the cave and met some enemies, got my new weapons, was trying to save the life of some dude. We climbed up here, activated some kind of doorway so we could get inside. Then it collapsed as I walked in, killed the driver of that vehicle, and then we had to make our way out on the back end, come back around. So the whole point of this entire mission was to get this drone thing so we could actually read like these things. Basically to get some help with, of course, fighting the enemies. And then to get into that truck and travel to another side of the area or the zone, because we are supposed to be finding our parents, because that was the whole setup at the beginning, that he was basically an orphan. His parents were still alive as far as he knew, but he was taken away from them because of this whatever's going on in this zone or area, and there's this big war going on. So you had to get in that vehicle and you have to drive to the other side. So right now I'm just doing some last minute checking, make sure I'm not missing anything, because once I leave this area I'm not sure if I'm able to come back. And as of this moment in my gameplay, and it has been a while since I played it, I haven't come back to this area at all. So because there is just so much to do in the main story of things. Alright, and so, sorry you missed out on most of the prologue. That was basically just the tail end, so we're going into the credits, so I can kind of talk about it a little bit. Yeah, this game seems pretty straightforward. It's got that melee aspect, which I like. It does have some stealth aspects. It does have some looting aspects. It does have like a Silent Hill, Resident Evil feel to it, while also kind of feeling like its own entity. This is definitely my style of game. I do like it better than Resident Evil and Silent Hill, mainly because those two are lean more into the horror aspect than this does, though this does have its moments. Don't get it twisted. This one's nowhere near as jump scary as Silent Hill and Resident Evil are. Though I will say that it is kind of in the same vein and the same kind of idea. Anything that allows me to use a melee weapon as a primary, and it's actually a nice, powerful weapon and doesn't force me to have to use a pistol, is already a win in my book. There are plenty of games out there I struggle with because of the pistols, specifically Resident Evil. I stink so bad at trying to aim a pistol like that. I'm constantly missing. I can't get my aims right. I'm having that issue with Alien Isolation right now, which you will be getting that gameplay soon as well. Played some Control with the husband, and you could tell the gunshots again were just a struggle. You could tell in the gameplays which ones were me and which ones were him, and we'll be posting that game again as soon as well. Definitely got a lot of them that I want to show you. Definitely some first impressions. I'm still trying to get the whole 007 thing together, so
it's just too convenient.
Be on the lookout for those videos coming in the semi-near future.
Choose your next move wisely.
So back to this game, Hell Is Us. These enemies really do give me the same feel as those like mannequins in Silent Hill. Those like women-looking things. It kind of looks like them to me. And so it takes no time at all to know that they are the bad guys. Now, as far as navigation and everything here, I really didn't get a good sense of direction. Definitely something that could be improved upon, because it has been a while since I played this particular recording. You don't want to know how long ago I recorded this. I don't remember having an actual, like, good map. There is a map, don't get it wrong, but it doesn't feel complete. And I wish it were better. I'm used to something a little more detailed, something that helps me navigate a lot better. So the way the map is set up in this one, it feels more like a compass than an actual map, though you do get a map pulled up on your screen. There's definitely a lot of side quest, side mission type stuff, and if you don't focus on your goal, you can get easily distracted. It's also very easy to get yourself turned around and twisted, so you definitely do need to check that map to make sure you're going in the right direction. But again, the map isn't very detailed, so you can't tell like where locked doors are or where you're blocked in, things like that. You just kind of have to go there and hope for the best, which, like I said, it needs some improvement. But it's not like a deal breaker or game changing kind of thing. It's not game breaking at all. It's just personal preference. I would really wish that it was a little easier to read and possibly, be a little more detailed in letting you know, hey, this is blocked before you even get there. Though I understand why they don't tell you. They want you to go over there. They want you to investigate it. But all in all, it is an overall good gaming experience. It doesn't leave you feeling overwhelmed. It doesn't leave you feeling upset and angry. It definitely doesn't leave me with the feeling of dread either. Though when you're actually fighting those enemies, you do kind of get a little bit like creeped out. Me personally, I get that like butterfly feeling, like something's watching me kind of feeling. When I hear that music, knowing that they're coming up on me. So that's kind of what you're in this style of game for. So I'm not going to complain about that. And basically, everywhere you go, you just kind of got to be aware of your surroundings. You can see there's, the enemy dead bodies on the ground. You're not really sure if they're truly dead or if they're just, sleeping. You don't know until you see a red bar if they're actually going to spawn in or not. That one's kind of a neat looking one, and you see you got these little boxes. These are your checkpoints or your saves, so that if you die, you respawn a step closer. So we're just trying to get to this little town here, and we're going to need to explore, speak to some people, and basically you're going to this town to find your father because you believe him to still be alive, but you don't really know much else about him. The town of Jova welcomes you. Oh, goodness. That sounds a little ominous, but hey. So, you're walking up here, and the first thing I notice is this Sabinian family tree where everyone is, like, hanging from the tree, like, dead. So it's like, yay!
Horrible deeds for all to see. It's the first thing we saw when we rolled into the marsh. We weren't gonna let that slide. No way.
And basically some bad stuff went down in this town, and everyone basically wants to talk about it, but also doesn't want to talk about it. It doesn't end well for a lot of people, and anyone that lived in this town is definitely still being punished for whatever had happened. It's pretty ugly, and you got to talk to quite a few people to figure out what's going on.
I'm only permitted to play Sabinian classics, I'm afraid. Unfortunately, I only happen to know one of their dreadful compositions. I'm getting the impression that Captain Voss is tired of hearing the same tune over and over again. I need to learn some new pieces before I end up against the wall.
Ooh. Yeah. Definitely wanted to hear some of what was being said. So now basically you get to explore this little town. You got to definitely speak to the commander or the captain or whatever he is. Like I said, a lot of steps. Get some information. Talk with some folks. Figure out what's actually going on in this town.
Get here, and I don't care. I have my orders not to interfere with your operations. That's all we need. A bunch of fucking outsiders roaming around our country. I strongly suggest you avoid my men. They have enough to worry about. I don't know how you managed to. That's all we...
Who are you?
I'm Captain Vass, 6th Battalion, 3rd Company of the Asterian Armed Forces. Jova is part of Asteria now, so everything here belongs to the Sabinian cause. I'll follow my orders for now, but there's a limit. The way I see it, you're not bulletproof, and you're alone. I think we understand each other.
What happened?
Justice happened here. If you think the Palamists aren't doing the same thing to us, Jova's part of Asteria's relocation program. We were gonna get everything ready for the migrating Sabinian family. That was before these damn creatures showed up.
I'm looking for Jova's blacksmith. Have you...
He must have left with the UN convoy. We can't find this son of a bitch anywhere. We had a good deal. Our Corps of Engineers went dark right about when the creatures appeared. He was gonna help rebuild Jova. If you find him, tell him he can come back.
Where was the ON convoy going?
Wherever they're going, I'm sure they didn't get very far from their outpost.
Where's the ON outpost?
The outpost is northeast of here, on the outskirts of town. It's on the street behind the blacksmith's forge.
And if you haven't guessed, the blacksmith is your father. So your goal is to go find the blacksmith, talk to him, and try and get some answers as to why you left this town, why you were forced out of here, and he stayed behind with your mother or whatever. So, yeah, you've got some serious issues, like parental issues, abandonment issues, because you were sent away and they stayed behind. So yeah, the goal is to find the blacksmith and go talk to him. So now, and you're gonna get a good laugh out of it, I'm gonna end up going around this town quite a bit until I finally find the blacksmith. And yeah, it takes a couple of laps, and then I realize just how much work this is really gonna be.
I was part of the mob that hung those civilians in the marsh. I don't know what came over me. Now these soldiers make sure I pay for my crime every single night. And I deserve it. I knew all of them. We were neighbors. I taught them. I want to remember who I was back then, before all of this happened.
And there's quite a few people around town that are still around like her to talk to. You're going to also speak to some of Captain Voss's men, and you're going to learn just how much this entire thing affected them as well. Some of them are cold and kind of heartless, and some of them are just as emotionally affected as this poor lady. Both residents and military men of Captain Voss's, you'll see the two different reactions from everyone. Definitely going to be walking around the whole town at some point. A couple of houses you get to go into, a couple of not really cutscenes, so to speak, but like moments of, stop and speak to this person and get their story before continuing. So, yeah, we'll be doing that over the next 10 minutes, I guess. This is the area that Captain Voss was talking about going to behind the blacksmith. I just don't know it yet. I go back here, I investigate this area. This is where I'm supposed to find information about the blacksmith or what's going on, where everybody went. This is basically where the outpost was, where the pickup was, and they took them all away from here and to safety. So, yeah, you're actually gonna be screaming at the screen at me probably over the next few minutes, like, what are you doing? Why are you doing it this way? Because, yeah, I so wasn't paying attention to what I was doing and didn't realize what was happening. So, yeah, I get myself killed a couple of times, and you're just going to absolutely love it. You're going to laugh at me. I know you are. And editing Amanda just jumped. Just FYI. I jumped. Like, I totally forgot that they snuck up on me. I mean, I knew they snuck up on me, but I wasn't expecting it at that moment. And it literally made me jump out of my seat while editing. So, yeah. Again, laugh at Amanda.
Looks like I need to adjust the dosage. Start over.
And yay! I died. Respawn and all that. So, yeah, I get to redo this part of entering the town again. Yeah, not happy about that. I think it might be a good idea to fast forward through this. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do to you now. I'm going to fast forward until I get to something important.
Makes me really scared. Uncle Jaffer is the only one who still plays with me. He said, "You're not a soldier, are you? Please don't tell anyone I'm here."
Hey, who are you?
I'm Rebecca. I've been hiding here since the attack on Jova, when the bombs fell from the sky. I was playing in the treehouse with my baby brother. My baby brother ran to them. That's when the bomb...
So, I'm looking for the blacksmith. Do you know where he is?
I don't know him very well. I saw some villagers leaving with the, ON peacekeepers on their...
What happened here?
The soldiers rounded up everyone. Uncle Jaffer told me to hide when they entered the house. The soldiers separated everyone. The men, the women, the children. The soldiers didn't take everyone, though. The rest...
Hey, did you see where the white trucks went?
I watched the white trucks drive away. They took the road that turns behind the hill with the ancient monument.
Where's your uncle?
I don't know where they took Uncle Jaffer. I know he wasn't taken into the forest with the others.
We've been through it. Oh my goodness, this poor little girl, she's really been through it. Oh my goodness, I feel so bad for her. And, wow, just, wow. And you gotta try and find her uncle because he's all she's got left in this world. Like, seriously, that's a lot of pressure to put on a stranger. Alright, and here we got one last enemy to kill, and this is actually where my video will be stopping. I cut it off here for whatever reason. So, yeah, definitely an interesting gameplay style. Definitely has a lot of interest. Definitely something I'm going to come back to. Don't know when, don't know anything about what I'm doing in the future. But this is definitely what I'm going to come back to, and I will share that with you when I do. In the meantime, we do have some fun titles coming your way. As I mentioned earlier, we played some Control because Control Resonant is coming out soon. We have also been playing Alien Isolation because Alien Isolation 2 will be coming out next year. A lot of fun and exciting new things going on. I'm also going to be posting some more 007. We got some Sorrows coming. So quite a bit of gameplays that'll be coming your way. I'll definitely announce them when I'm ready to do them. Let's see. There's really just so much that's been happening. Couple of games that Polly's been playing, couple of things I've been playing. So be on the lookout for some new first impressions as well as some new series. In the meantime, I say check this one out, check all those others out for that matter. And I want to thank you all for watching today, and until the next time.